My name is Nickolas Roblee-Strauss. Um, I'm an artist, a painter mostly, raised in the United States in rural Massachusetts. Coming to Rama, I was immediately struck by the place. There's a different rhythm to every landscape, and these hills are not so big or so steep, but they have a sort of dramatic look with the vineyards and the lines. And upon arriving, I really felt transported to a totally unfamiliar environment. It was quite sunny when I first arrived, and I could see all these wind turbines spinning. There's maybe 30 visible from the property in every direction, set against the hills. And then you see these smaller old windmills as well, perched on top of a number of the local hills. And that's sort of the buzz on the landscape, a little bit of movement. And my second week here, the sun dissipated, and then there was these very gray, blustery days, and you could really see the strength of the wind turning those turbines. And I was struck by the strength of this sort of elusive non-human force. And it's not as if the wind is so strong that it's uncomfortable to be outside. It's not like being on the top of a mountain. But between that visual reminder of the wind and, the sound of a window sort of trying to be taken open by it, there's a sense that the natural world has some ownership over this place in a way that I'm unfamiliar with. I'm used to nature being quite quiet, or the sound of crickets or frogs, and animals dominating. And here, the dogs are quite loud. It's the wind you hear. I had just finished a pretty exhausting residency period working on some large-scale works. So I came to Rama really hoping to relax into the paintings and work quite small, which I'd been enjoying. So I just brought a few panels, and very quickly they all became landscape paintings of sorts, not so reflective of this particular landscape, but sort of abstract forms dealing with the horizon lines and a sense of vastness contained within small wooden panels. I think this is an important counter to how I've in the past approached work, with figuration occurring in kind of abstract non-spaces. And now I'm pulling figuration more so out of abstract forms that have a sense of gravity and vast scale. It's very strange to be alone in the way that I have been here. For my first maybe 6 days, I was the only artist at the house with this really lovely artist library, and though I see lots of people in the village who I will wave to and sort of say a phrase of one of the 4 Portuguese words I know, and there are very social animals of the village as well. I felt confronted by my own thoughts in a very serious way while I was here, because of the lack of human distractions, and even with other artists in the house, or waving to Paulo, I mostly have been alone this month with the work, and I think that feels very different than my previous relationship with painting, which was a retreat away from the human world. I come to the studio to not engage with the world. Here, it's all the same, whether I'm out for a walk, exploring different other small villages or the vineyards, and coming to the studio. There's the same sense of internal dialogue that is happening, and as a result, I think the paintings are able to breathe a little better. They're not necessarily absorbing negative energy that I'm holding from my workday, that I might have previously brought into the studio and sort of released on a canvas. The work is not so precious in a way that I admire in other people's work. I'm going to take a few weeks away from painting, or painting every day, before arriving to a new studio in a month and a half. And I'm very excited to get back into it with this new relationship to painting that has been developing over the past 3 months. most recently at Rama. And I think there is a sense of mirroring that happens in my work where I see a sort of imagined landscape appear in the paintings, or an imagined scene of figures who are sort of projections. But I think something important that's happened here is coming to terms with the legitimacy of that artistic practice, of manifesting otherworldly, personal spaces. But, you know, I'm just at the beginning in many ways, and from the feedback I've gotten from Paolo and Anna, and yesterday from the guest artist Isabel, I feel very excited to be at the beginning and to make work in other spaces and to value alone time, time with myself outside of the studio as a sort of generative relationship that I can bring with me to the studio. And also, though it's been a very compressed period, I think I'm learning to work slowly. And I look forward to continuing to wrestle with the paintings I've started here. It's very strange speaking to a camera by myself, and I hope I've said something interesting. But it's been really lovely being here, and I will miss this particular place.